Hello children, how are you all? Hope you're all fine and safe. I am Mrs. Rani, 3rd standard science teacher. This is our session number 16. In this session, we are going to continue the lesson number 4, Science in Everyday Life. Before getting to the topic, I wanted to insist the safety measures for the COVID-19. Kindly wash your hands frequently, children, and don't go outside unnecessarily. If you are going also, please wear mask and follow social distance. Okay? And keep your surrounding clean. Here you can see few pictures of herbal items which is commonly used and commonly we have in our houses. These are called the kitchen medicines, children. In our daily life, we eat or we take a lot of different food items for the taste, or we like the flavor, or we like the crispiness, like that. Each one have a favorite food items, isn't it, children? Okay, what is your favorite food? Okay, good. Sometimes you can check with your mother or your grandmother or grandparent. Anyone will be insisting you to take some food items for your health. Health wise, if you have a cough or cold, if you are feeling any other simple ailments, they'll be telling that this food item will help you to recover from that problems, like that. So you will be thinking that why I have to take this kashayam. Now this for the COVID-19, you could have heard the special drink which is a herbal kashayam. They are advertising is Kabasura Kudinir. Have you heard of it, isn't it, children? And when the dengue season, when many of us were getting the dengue problems, dengue diseases through the mosquito bite, one more drink was very famous. Have you heard of that? Nilavembu Kashayam. Yes. Okay. What they were telling about these Kashayam or this Kudinir, they are telling that when you are taking these items, you will be getting your immunity boosted. How it is, you may think that these are not working, or this is not like a medicine like that. No, there were the time in olden days, our grandmother times or before that, if you ask them, they will tell you lot of different health problems were treated with the herbals only. Okay, after the many modern times only, we started taking all medicines, the English medicines, allopathy medicines. Okay, so still now we have lot of remedies, lot of kitchen medicines available in our house kitchens for treating a simple problems like cold, cough, all those things. Okay, in today's class we are going to see those things only, medicine in the kitchen. Is it amazing, children, to know that a pharmacy in your kitchen, right? No? Yes. Your grandmother or mother or father, whomever elder who knows better about this kashayam or rasam, they will say, no, after eating a food, take little rasam rice, they will be telling you. Because you will get a good digestion, they will say, isn't it? Because of all these medicinal items are included in those recipes. That's why they are telling you like that. Okay. Here we are going to see some few important kitchen medicines. Okay. First we are going to see about garlic. Garlic. What is garlic, children? Garlic is nothing but poondu. Have you seen poondu in your house? Okay, good. Garlic. Garlic is called a poor man's antibiotic. When you go to the doctor, if you have a fever or any other ailments, doctor will be giving you medicine, isn't it, to protect your body from the virus or any other problem which is entered in your body, isn't it? So this will boost the immunity and as well as it will fight against the disease. That is called the antibiotic medicine, isn't it? Same way, this garlic is a natural thing, natural medicine which is called as a poor man's antibiotic. So how good, isn't it? The garlic is very, very good. Some of the children won't like garlic because of the smell. Isn't it, children? Please don't avoid the garlic hereafter. When your mummy is using in the chutney or tovel or any other korambu or gravy, whatever it is she is using, please try to take all these food items. So these are very, very good for your health. Okay, it helps to balance the blood pressure and reduce the symptoms of common cold. Okay, next we are going to see about Asafoetida. Asafoetida, nothing but peringayam. You know, no, peringayam. In the rasam specially, you can smell one flavor will be there. Nice flavor will come, isn't it? That is nothing but when you are adding the Asafoetida in the rasam, you will get a nice smell. That Asafoetida helps to digestion, improve our digestion. It will help the food to get digested easily, so it improves the digestion, and also it's used for the remedy like in diarrhea and the dysentery. When you are having a stomach upset or loose motion and all, we'll say no, that is only diarrhea. Okay children, so diarrhea and dysentery time also this Asafoetida is helped as a kitchen medicine. Okay, next is ginger. You know what is ginger, children? Inji. Have you seen this ginger in your kitchen? Okay. It helps to improve digestion. It also reduces nausea. What is nausea? You feel like something, sometimes you will feel like getting vomit, isn't it? But the vomit won't be coming, but you feel like that vomiting sensation, isn't it? That is called nausea. So this ginger is very good to reduce the nausea. Okay, and as well as very common thing that we use ginger in the ginger tea or coriander tea and all, they will be using for the good digestion purpose, and as well as the cold and cough also we are using for the ginger, isn't it? Dry ginger is only called as a suk. Have you seen your grandparents or anybody using sukku coffee and all? They will eat, they will take the sukku coffee, isn't it? So that sukku is nothing but the dry ginger. When the ginger is getting dried, okay, in the sunlight they will keep it in the ginger and it will get dried. Then the dried ginger, sukku they will say, the dried ginger, okay, in Tamil. That sukku only they will nicely they will grind the chukku and they will make the powder of chukku podi. That powder only they will use it for the chukku coffee or chukku tea, all those things they will be using. Okay, it's also very, very good in the medicine value. Okay, next is turmeric. Turmeric is nothing but the manjal. Okay, mummy will be using in sambar or any other gravies and all. When she is preparing, she will put one yellow color powder like thing, no, then the sambar everything will come in a different color, yellowish color, because of this manjal only. This turmeric is very, very good, and this is called as a common anti-infectant. Okay, anti-infectant. Infectant means what, children? When you are getting infections, isn't it? When you are getting problems, okay, the turmeric called as an anti-infectant. Anti-infectant means it will fight against the infections. So it's an anti-infectant and it helps to heal wounds. Okay, when you are getting boils, especially katti, we'll say no. When you are getting katti and all, what mummy or your grandparents will do? They will take a nice turmeric powder. They will take, just they will mix with the water and they will keep on the top of the katti, isn't it? Katti means boils, isn't it? So what happens after 1 or 2 days? If you keep on keeping like that, it will get dried and inside the infection will be get reduced, and then slowly you won't have the problem, isn't it? So this turmeric is an anti-infectant. Okay, anti-infectant, and helps to heal the wounds. Okay, help to heal the wounds. Healing is that wound and all is there, no, boils and all is getting over, no? That is only called as a healing the wounds. Next is a black pepper. What is black pepper? Melagu. Have you seen a small black color ball like a thing will be in a kitchen? Mummy will be using for especially making rasam or gravies and all. We will be like to eat, no, chicken, mutton and all. When you are taking, the pepper smell will be there. Pepper nicely they will grind it and they will mix with the gravies, isn't it? This pepper, this black pepper is a great remedy for the cold and cough. Okay, when you're having cold and cough, the black pepper, when you are using it in the helping with the kashayam or rasam, melagu rasam and all, they will give, isn't it? So this is very, very good remedy for the cold and cough. Finally, we are saying cloves. Cloves nothing but krambu. Have you seen this cloves in your kitchen? Mummy will be using this cloves in the masala items, like mummy will be preparing biryani or chicken, mutton, like gravies and all. They will prepare mushroom gravies or paneer gravies, like those things and all. This cloves they will be using. Children, this clove, if you are taking one clove alone, this bud like a thing is there, that you have to remove, okay, and clean it. And then if you keep in your mouth, okay, you have to keep the clove in your mouth for some time. Then when you are chewing it nicely, chewing means what? Meldrathu, right? When you are chewing it nicely, then you drink water, your mouth will be refreshed like anything, because this will relieve the toothache. Not only this, when you're having the gums problems or when you're having a bad breath, some children or somebody will be having no smell, very smelly it will be. When they're talking, mouth will have a very bad smell. So those things and all, these cloves are very, very helpful. Okay, children? Okay, now we have seen few kitchen medicines, and then here they are given a coriander juice. Coriander juice nothing but the dhania, what we are using in our kashayam and all, that one. This juice helps to reduce the chest congestion. Actually, when you're having cold and cough, when you're having severe, you feel like heaviness in your lungs. That is heaviness in your chest. You cannot cough for very long, isn't it? You feel very heaviness because of the chest congestion. That is chali kattidichu solvanga doctors ellam, right? Chali kattidichu, it's very heavy in the chest. That chest congestion, the coriander juice is a very good remedy for this. It is rich in iron and vitamin A, B and C as well. Okay, so when you are taking the coriander juice for these problems, it will be very, very helpful for you. Okay, children, we are learning about measuring temperature of water and milk using thermometer. You know what is thermometer? Do you have thermometer in your house? Yes? Okay, good. Nowadays, most of the houses having thermometer in your houses, right? To check what you will be doing with that thermometer, you will be checking the temperature, isn't it? Especially when you're having a fever, mommy will be using this thermometer and you will be seeing the temperature, isn't it? This type many of you will be having in your house, isn't it? This is digital. When you're keeping this end in your just inside your mouth or in your in between the hands, okay, when you're keeping like that, then in the shoulder joints, if you keep this part, they'll have the temperature will be detected, and here you can see the numbers here. Okay, see here 98.6 is the normal temperature. Okay, after the 98.78 like that, if it is increasing, this is said to be you have a fever. That is not a normal temperature. Okay, good. Now we'll back to the topic. In the body temperature, actually, usually when you are getting up in the morning, the temperature will be little low. But when you are doing all routine work in your daily life, whatever the activities you are doing, slowly it will be increasing. The temperature will be slowly increasing. By the highest temperature will be in the evening only. But after all these things, okay, when you're having a severe heat, that is, I said I'm just after crossing 98.6, when you're having temperature is more, that is because of the any infection or any problem with your health. Okay, so using the thermometer, we can check our temperature, which can manage any illness, isn't it, children? Okay, thermometer is an instrument. Actually, this is an instrument for measuring a body temperature. Okay, children? Okay, this thermometer was invented by the Daniel Fahrenheit. Okay, a German physicist invented mercury thermometer in 1714. Okay, he is the person who invented the thermometer. We can use this thermometer even to check the boiling point of or boiling temperature of the milk, even a water also. Okay, the boiling point of the water is 100 degrees Celsius. Okay, this is the boiling point of water and boiling point of milk also. Okay, children. With this thermometer and the boiling point of water, we have completed the lesson number 4, science in everyday life, children. Okay. Okay. Now we go to the book exercise. Book exercise. This I have typed and I am giving you PDF also for writing in your classwork. Okay, children. So no need to worry. See, I am going to read the question and we'll discuss and we'll find out the answer. Okay, this is the first Roman letter, is a true or false. Okay, when I am reading the sentence, you should understand and tell me whether it is true or false. When we boil water, bacteria are destroyed. Yes or no? Yes, it is true only. Okay, so this is, first one is true. We learned in the uses of boiled water, isn't it? Benefits of boiled water, you learned it, isn't it? Okay, next is idli is cooked by the process called steaming. Yes, with the help of steaming method only idli is prepared. I have seen in the GIF also, I have made a videos, isn't it? You have seen those videos, isn't it? So this is also true. Okay, third one. Thermometer is used to measure pressure. Thermometer used to measure pressure or temperature, children? Temperature only. So this pressure is a wrong answer. So this is false. Okay, next fourth one. Refrigerator helps to keep things cold. True. Fridge helps to keep our food items cold, isn't it? Next, garlic relieves hiccups and nausea. No, only garlic, the ginger only helps in nausea, isn't it? So garlic relieves in hiccups and nausea is also false. Next is boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. Yes, true. 100 degrees Celsius only boiling point of water. So I have written true. Okay, next Roman letter, circle the name of the things which is idli is made. These are the some of the ingredient names they are given. Only we have to find out what are the ingredients we are using in the idli preparation. Okay, this is apart from the notes only, but you will be liking all these things, isn't it, children? Okay, so that I am doing here. Okay, I'll read out. You just tell me which is I have to circle. Only we should circle the ingredient which helps to make a idli, right? Rice helps only, isn't it? So I'm doing a circle. Groundnut, no, we are not using groundnut. Chili we are using to make idlis, no. Black gram, yes, black gram we called as a ulundu, correct? Red gram, no, we are not using red gram. Okay, next is water. Yes, of course we are using water to soak the ingredients, grinding, all those things. Salt, yes, we are using salt. Next, pepper we are using? No, we are not using pepper. Sugar you are using? No, sugar also we are not using. Last one, fenugreek. Yes, fenugreek. Vendayam. I told you, isn't it? Fenugreek. Yes? Okay, good. Now we are moving to the another one more activity. It's here like a match the following. Here some pictures are here and here some uses of those appliances they are given. First is pressure cooker. Okay, here first I'll read out these answers so that you know which should the correct answer. Okay, first one is makes coffee. Okay, next is preserves vegetables, then boils water, makes batter of food grains. Okay, next is the last one is cooks faster. Okay, so pressure cooker cooks faster, correct? Yes, because it's a 4 times faster than the ordinary cooking. Pressure cooker, right? Next is refrigerator. Refrigerator, what it will do? It will preserve the vegetables, right? Good. Next, makes. Okay, third one is kettle, isn't it? Kettle helps to, what is this? Kettle helps to boil water, isn't it? Yes, electrical kettle. Next, grinder. This makes a batter of food grains, isn't it? For idli preparation, we saw these videos, isn't it, children? Last one, what is this? Coffee machine. This makes coffee. Understood? Okay, good. Last one. These are few actions they are given, okay, and you should say whether it is correct or wrong, okay. That is touching electrical appliance. These are when you are doing in your home, is it safe or not? That is only a question, okay. Touching electrical appliance is safe or not, children? It's not safe, so wrong. Playing with sharp objects, that is also not safe, so wrong. Playing in kitchen, no, not at all, so that is also wrong. Keep safe distance from the gas stove and cylinder. Yes, we have to keep some distance, safe distance from the gas stove and the cylinder. So these are some book exercises. Only this true or false alone you have to write in your classwork. This I will be giving in your assignment. So just copy down the assignments, the classwork questions with the objectives, and I am going to give you a few fill in the blanks also, okay. From the content of today's lesson only, this fill-ups also I am going to give. So please kindly copy down, okay. And I'll see you in the next video, children. Thank you.